Sagittarius, welcome to your rest of 2025 tarot reading by Astrology House. So what I'm going to do is talk about each house, then do the reading for it. So starting off right away, we have the first house. So the first house is the house of self. For you, it's in the sign of Sagittarius. This is about your physical person, what people see when they meet you, what you need and how you feel and just how you want to be seen. All of that is part of the first house. So let's get your overall energy for the balance of the year in your first house. So I'm getting the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a very fast moving energy. I'm getting conversation out of this too. So let's see what else we get. Ace of Cups, a brand new start, new chapter, new beginning, connected to what you want here with that Ace of Cups energy. And the Chariot, Cancer energy, a card of success. So something here looks like it's happening pretty quick and it looks like it's a new beginning with a lot of success connected to it. So whatever it is that you're doing, keep going. Keep going. This is very promising. So let's get any obstacles or challenges in your first house. So I'm getting the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a heartbreak, and it's needing to heal from a heartbreak, which is what shows up here with the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords, some sort of ending here with the Three of Swords, Four of Swords. It feels like the healing that needs to take place. It's connected to a new beginning. So something here needs to kind of heal within you. And I'm getting the Judgment card, which is that rising up energy, this kind of resurrection energy, you making a very clear choice and decision to focus on healing something internal. And it feels like it's connected to whatever this new beginning is. The blocks and barriers, and I'm only going to call it out because of the Ace of Cups and the Judgment, this and the Four of Swords. If you were in some sort of relationship here, maybe with a Cancer, take it as it resonates. This could indicate maybe a reconnection or some sort of resurrection of the union here. So again, take it as it resonates. Let's get the advice here for you in your first house. So when it comes to this new beginning, the one with a lot of success, I'm going to put the reconciliation to the side because that is not going to be the majority of people. When it comes to you focusing on your healing, embracing this new opportunity, from an advice standpoint, the Hierophant comes out. Now, this is Taurus energy. It is also a card of marriage. I'm just calling that out. But this is about aligning with your spiritual path, focusing on what you really want, creating that harmony and balance within yourself. The Ace of Swords, be open, is how the Ace of Swords is coming across. Be open to listen, communicate, a lot of communication coming through here. I was actually getting that with the Knight of Swords here too. And so this feels like having conversations, not being afraid to say what you really want here. And the Three of Wands, a card of patience. Things are all playing out in their timing. There's no way that we're going to be able to rush any of this here. But it feels like a period of healing does need to happen in order for this new beginning to really take hold. So that is the first house. So while I'm shuffling, I'll talk about the next house. So the next house here is the second house. That second house is money. It's more than just money, but when you think about your money, it's the money that you have. It's not the money coming in. That's a different house. This would be your bank account, what you own today, what you have and have that access to. This would be anything that you have that's of value. Think of any collectible item that has some sort of value against it. Could even be sentimental value. There's a lot of what you love and value as part of that second house. For you, this is in the sign of Capricorn. 1 minute. So that Capricorn energy is very structured, very grounded, practical, likes to have some sort of plan. So for you and your finances, this would indicate financial goals or having some sort of structure, maybe having a set amount each week or bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the case is, set aside for savings or spending on something that you really love and value. That's the Capricorn energy. That's the Capricorn influence on your finances. So let's get the overall energy here for the rest of the year. Amazing. So your financial energy for the rest of the year, I'm getting the Empress. I love this energy. So it's Venus. It's what you love and value in the house of what you love and value. And so it could be connected to finances. It could be even bigger than that, where there is a lot of emphasis here on what you love and value. I love this energy because it's bringing things together. It's aligning you with what you want. So any goals that you've set relative to your finances, assets, whatever it is here, this feels very prosperous. I'm also getting the Hierophant. So it's also in alignment with your spiritual path. Hierophant, this is a card of marriage. It's Taurus energy. In fact, Taurus is ruled by Venus here. And so it's really more of the same energy. So a lot of balance, a lot of growth, a lot of things coming into alignment here as it relates to your finances. These aren't these kind of loud, there's tons of growth coming through, but these are coming across that way. These aren't the cards that typically indicate that, but that is how the energy is coming across. I'm also getting the Four of Wands here, another marriage card in tarot. These are all relationship cards. So there could be something connected to another person influencing your finances, like maybe combining finances in some sort of way. The Four of Wands, it's also a card of stability, a reason to celebrate. With that four energy, I mean, there's so much growth here. It just feels like things are balancing out for growth. That's how the energy is coming across. So you're going to get growth. It's more of you're leaning into and aligning with whatever structures and just plans that you've set into place. So it's creating opportunity of growth through the work that you've done. Tell me about any blocks or barriers here in the second house. You have a lot of major cards coming through in your finances. So something here is significantly happening. We don't have any of the kind of outer planets right now in the sign of Capricorn, but it's interesting how much of strength I'm getting in this reading. So right away, from an obstacle and challenge standpoint, I'm getting the Death card, Scorpio energy. So change and transformation. So there is a change that's happening here in your finances. I'm getting the Devil energy, which is Capricorn. And so something about the structure that you've put into place, you're going to need to loosen the reins a little bit, be more flexible in your approach, modify what those goals are. So as maybe different life events happen, like if getting married is something that's going to happen here, or coming into some sort of union, even union with your spiritual path, if that requires some sort of shift in your finances, be open to it, because the kind of rigid structure of that Capricorn is being challenged. It's saying, I think your old goals no longer apply. That's what that Death card is saying. I think you really need to take a look at what you've structured here and make some changes. And then I'm getting the Strength card, Leo energy. So take the courage to act. Do what needs to be done as far as your financial goals and anything here that needs to be changed. Let's get the advice here for your second house. So what I'm getting here is the Fool card. So the Fool card is a brand new start. It's cleared karma. So something new is beginning. As things align in other areas of your life, the way that it impacts your finances does need to be reconsidered. That's what the Fool represents. It's what's showing up in the obstacles and challenges. The old ways are just not going to work anymore. It really is about something new here. I'm getting the King of Wands, taking some sort of action. Nine of Swords, let go of the stress, the fear, the anxiety. If you've structured your finances in such a way that you're only focused on kind of maybe hoarding the money, and part of your spiritual alignment requires, okay, loosen the rein a little bit. You might need to make some investments in yourself. that would be that kind of stressful energy, because now you're going against something that you've created that you felt like you needed to create. And so that death card and the really all the obstacle and challenge cards, the death, the devil, and the strength say, make some changes. It's going to be okay. You've got a lot of harmony and balance. A lot of harmony and balance showing up in that overall energy for your finances. So really positive from that perspective. The next house is the third house. So that third house energy, this is communication. It's also how you process information. Also things like siblings, short distance travel, think of your neighbors, anything in close proximity would be part of that third house. This would also include things like early childhood education. For you, this is in the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius is a free thinker. Think of artificial intelligence. Aquarius would be the sign associated with artificial intelligence. And so kind of out of the box thinking, out of the box communication, things just not being in that very structured way that you would experience with, say, a Capricorn energy. So let's get your overall third house energy for the rest of the year. So when it comes to your communication or the way that you're understanding things, I am getting the Knight of Wands. So there is forward movement. There's some sort of action connected to your communication. The Devil energy is showing up, that Capricorn energy, along with the Seven of Wands. And so it feels like you're breaking through an old paradigm. Pluto is transiting your third house here. So there are changes that are taking place, and it really is meant to tear down old structures. So if there are ways of communicating that just don't seem effective anymore, this indicates here that you're fighting against that. You're kind of breaking down the old paradigms, finding new ways of communicating, understanding information, and it leads to some sort of breakthrough here with the Sun card. So let's get the obstacles and challenges here for your third house. There is a fourth. Okay. So what I'm getting here is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is taking some sort of action. It might be hard to get something going here or to figure out exactly what action you need to take, because that Ace of Wands is new action. I'm getting the Strength card, Leo energy, and so finding the strength to take some sort of action. Hierophant, this is tradition. And so the Hierophant is pretty consistently showing up in your reading, but this is meant to create harmony and balance. And so old structures, old ways of being, that would be represented here, because this could be traditional values. And so what you're doing is you're breaking down some of these old paradigms, these old traditional ways of communicating, to find something that's just more effective and kind of what you want going forward. I'm getting the Knight of Pentacles, and it's studying, figuring it all out, trying to understand what moves need to happen here, the best way to kind of move forward from a communication, and even understanding things from different points of view. That's all coming through here. So let's get the advice for you as it relates to your communication. So what I'm getting here is the Ace of Pentacles. So whatever it is that you're building, focus on stability. It's not about creating these kind of sudden waves and getting everybody all worked up. It's not about that at all. The Ace of Pentacles says, take your time. Whatever it is that you're working towards, you've got time here, but create something stable, long lasting. The High Priestess, trust your instincts and intuition. So that could be part of what's changing here. That would absolutely be connected to Aquarius and communication, where if you kind of relied on external in order to influence your communication, this would indicate trusting your instincts and your intuition, even developing your instincts and intuition. That would be the advice here. Same thing with the Hermit. The Hermit showing up here, it's Virgo energy. A lot of internal reflection, healing, kind of looking for the answers within yourself so that as you're communicating with other people, you are going about things differently, understanding different points of view, focused on just that Aquarius, the world at large, the whole collective here. So it feels like whatever modifications are taking place to your communication, they're all meant to help improve the way that you interact with other people. So I love to see that one. And so the next house here is the 4th house. So that 4th house is the house of home. The house of home is your physical dwelling, so where you live right now. It could be your childhood dwelling. It doesn't have to be just your current residence. It's also the home you create for yourself. And so anything really connected to the home, early stage of life, later stage of life, ancestry, all part of the 4th house. For you, the 4th house is ruled by Pisces. So Pisces is a very intuitive, compassionate energy, generous. The really important thing to note right now is that we are in Pisces Virgo eclipse season. So there is a north node. The north node is in Pisces right now for the next year until the middle of 2026. And so that north node is calling you to learn some sort of lesson. So there's lessons connected to your 4th home that you're going to be experiencing over the next year. We've actually been in this energy since January, so it's already started. So let's get your overall energy for your house of home for the balance of the year. So something really positive is taking place. Whatever has been happening here, you're on the positive upswing of all of this change and transformation. I'm getting the Hermit energy, which is a lot of internal reflection. This could also indicate maybe spending more time at home. I love the way this Hermit is coming through. It is Virgo energy, and so there could be healing that's taking place in your home environment as well. I'm getting the Lovers, Gemini energy, and so Hermit, Gemini, the Hermit with the Lovers, you might be spending time with a loved one at home. So this could be a soulmate. This could be really any relationships that you feel are significant in your life. So take it as it resonates for you. I'm also getting at the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is a fresh start, new chapter, new beginning. So this could also indicate here, not just spending time with this person. There might be some sort of move that takes place where you move in with this person or something along those lines. But it's the reflection that's really drawing me here. So you're contemplating a move, maybe not taking action. Let's see how this plays out. Tell me about any blocks or barriers. Yep. So I'm getting the 9 of Swords here. So this could be stress, fear, anxiety. So if you are contemplating moving in with somebody here, that would absolutely be the case. If that's not your story, if you're not looking to move in with another person, maybe you already live with somebody or you're just not interested in that in general, there is a lot of healing that's showing up here in your overall energy at home. And this would indicate what you need to heal: stress, fear, anxiety. 7 of Wands, really fighting through it. The Moon, your emotions. And so I'm getting a lot of subconscious energy, a lot of internal, let me focus on myself. Let me focus on my feelings and what exactly I need in order to move forward, because the North Node is here. So there is something that you are meant to address that is connected to your home environment. This could indicate a wound connected to your home environment that you're working through. So let's get the advice here for your 4th house. So I'm getting the Emperor energy. So take control of the situation. Do what you know to be in your best interest. Don't hold yourself back. 10 of Wands is coming through. So the 10 of Wands, doing the work, closing out a cycle, not letting any kind of burdens from the past really weigh you down. 9 of Wands is coming through as well. Work through the wound. Heal from something here. The Wounded Warrior is showing up, closing out this cycle. Really is in your best interest, making a very clear choice to focus on what you know to be in your best interest. So that's all connected to the 4th house. Next up is the fifth house. So that fifth house is the house of fun. Pleasure, it's sex, it's children, hobbies. I mean, you think of it. Anything that you enjoy doing outside of work would be part of the fifth house. It's also a very creative house. Just trying to think of other things. So because it is the house of sex, that would also be short-term relationships. And short-term relationships, there's no defined time period. It's just something that doesn't lead to marriage. And so that's in the sign of Aries. Aries is a very strong, dominant energy. So you might find that you're attracted to people who are just very assertive, very determined, that emperor energy. Somebody who's not afraid to take charge in a situation and really kind of put themselves out there in that way. And so in your fifth house here, let's get the overall energy for the rest of the year. All Pentacles. I love this. So the Eight of Pentacles indicates that you're working towards something. You're mastering a skill here as it relates to the fifth house. Now, this could actually be related to some sort of hobby. If you have goals of taking a hobby and making it a career, that would absolutely be showing up here with that Eight of Pentacles energy. But take it as it resonates. I'm getting a lot of working towards or spending time, just enjoying what you love to do. It's not about the work. It's about the enjoyment here. Two of Pentacles, making this a priority, making anything outside of your normal work a priority here. Ace of Pentacles, building something stable, long-lasting. Love to see this energy. It's very grounded. Whatever it is that you're considering doing or maybe taking up from a hobby standpoint, this could even be in the context of relationships here. If you have a relationship that you really want to kind of work to develop the connection, that would be the Ace of Pentacles. Making time for the person, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Let's see where this can go. Let's get any obstacles or challenges here in your fifth house. Okay, so the obstacles and challenges, it's actually this one right here. It's the Nine of Swords, stress, fear, anxiety. The stress, fear, and anxiety could be about children, because this is the house of children with this Six of Cups energy, or it could just be growth in general here with the Wheel of Fortune. And so the Wheel of Fortune is a positive turn of events. And it feels like maybe the work that you're doing, you're just not getting the payoff that you expect, or you're putting all this energy into a hobby, a relationship, whatever it is, and you're just not getting anywhere. This would be the stress, the fear, the anxiety that you need to work through. Because with all of that Pentacles energy showing up in the overall energy, nothing here is going to happen fast. It needs to develop over time. So let's get the advice here for you in your fifth house. So I'm getting the Four of Cups here, which is working through any kind of sadness or disappointment. Page of Swords, getting clear on something here. So I'm getting, here we go, Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of confusing energy that's taking place. And so you're going to need to find a way to kind of cut through it all. Really with that Page of Swords, asking the questions that you need to ask, even if they're just internal to you, asking yourself those questions, getting into the details so that you can figure out how to heal from any kind of sadness or disappointment, let it go, work through all the stress, the fear, the anxiety, all that confusing energy so that you can spend more time focusing on what matters and building something here that is stable. So that's the fifth house. The next house is the sixth house. So that sixth house is all about your daily life, your daily routines. So think of the things that you do on a regular basis. So your work-life balance, the hours that you keep, any kind of health and wellness programs that you might follow, anything here that you would do on a regular basis would be part of that sixth house. For you, it's in the sign of Taurus. And so Taurus is a very grounded, practical energy. A lot of harmony and balance comes through with Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and that's really what's standing out here. So when it comes to your daily life, you're always looking for things to be balanced. So let's get your overall energy here for the 6th house. One more. Yeah, there is something here that you're working through. So I'm getting the 3 of Cups, which is a card of happiness. I'm getting a lot of balancing, like a harmony energy out of that 3 of Cups. 9 of Wands is showing up, and so there's some sort of wound. Could be the way that you've structured your life. You've structured it in such a way that protects yourself. I'm getting the Justice card, which is a balanced energy, and the 9 of Swords, stress, fear, anxiety. So there is this kind of internal battle. The 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords both indicate that they're closing cycles. And so you're in the process of working through whatever wounds are connected to your daily life, however you've structured your life that maybe protected your emotions or didn't allow for you to really open yourself up or get hurt in any way. That 9 of Wands can act as a block or a barrier. But it's the 9 of Swords. It's any kind of stress or fear that's hidden beneath the surface. It feels like with the 3 of Cups and the Justice, you might make more time to spend with friends or just doing things that you enjoy doing in order to overcome these internal obstacles and challenges. So let's get your actual obstacles and challenges here. I see. I see what's happening. Yeah. So I'm getting the unknown card. And so there are, earlier in the reading, we were getting a lot around relationship and maybe new beginnings here. And so some of it might be fear of the unknown. There might be things that you just can't see here. And so you're not really sure what you need to do, from how to make modifications that still kind of provide that comfort and safety that you're looking for. But it's that fear of the unknown that's coming through. I'm also getting the Fool card. You have a brand new start or new beginning, and it requires some changes here in your structure, in your daily life. 6 of Pentacles, where you need to be more open. And so you're kind of struggling with that because you're protecting yourself. You have this protective energy. We all have it. And it's just the way that we've structured our lives. And so you're working through it. So let's get the advice here for you. So right away, I'm getting the 4 of Wands here. So if your structure, your daily life is changing because of a relationship, because what I got here, as soon as I put the 4 of Wands down, lean on somebody else. Let somebody else in. The 4 of Wands is one of the marriage cards in tarot, but there's also stability connected to it because it is a 4 card. So I am getting a lot of stability, a reason to celebrate. Just embrace happiness here. So when it comes to your daily life, if you've structured it in such a way that you've kind of not opened up any space to be happy, whether that's entering into a relationship, making more time for that person, or something else, it really is opening yourself up to more happiness here, because there's a lot of positive energy coming through. I'm getting at the Magician, focusing here on your dreams and goals, manifesting them. 10 of Pentacles coming through, another marriage card here. 10 of Pentacles is long-term stability, but there's a lot of success and a lot of nurturing that comes in with this energy because it's something that's cultivated over time. So opening yourself up seems to be what you need to do, and it's working through wherever that kind of the fear, the stress, the anxiety exists. It's around the unknown, so it's about working through that, opening up. And so that is the 6th house. The next house here is the 7th house, and that 7th house energy, this is one-to-one relationships. So think of those significant relationships in your life. We've had a lot of the marriage cards coming out here in tarot. So if you're married, it would be your spouse. That would be, the marriage would be part of that 7th house energy. It's also more than that. So think of like business partnerships as well, contracts, negotiations, anything connected to legal agreements would be part of that 7th house. For you, the 7th house is in the sign of Gemini, and that Gemini energy as your opposite sign, it's more focused on the details, where you're more focused on the big picture. And so it is about contracts and negotiations, getting into the details. Gemini is very focused on truth. It's also a very outspoken energy. So think of just somebody who isn't afraid to go up and start talking to people. You might be in a marriage or engaged in those kind of relationships with people where there's this openness or this kind of, trying to find the right word, this outgoing personality. So let's get your overall energy for the 7th house. So I'm getting the 8 of Pentacles. So we have the 8 of Pentacles showing up in your 5th house as well. And so you might be working towards this type of relationship, and I'm going to say why. So the 8 of Pentacles is putting in the effort of developing skills here, mastering something. I've got the Fool card showing up. So it looks like you have a brand new start or a brand new beginning, but also an ending here with the World. And so new beginning, ending, working towards something here. So if this is in the context of, say, like a business partnership or some sort of contract and negotiation, it's about closing out one cycle, starting anew. So getting into the details of the negotiation, using the skills that you've developed to help along the way. If this is connected to partnership and relationship, the World and the Fool is coming across as a 5th house relationship, something less than marriage, leading to some sort of marriage here. So take it as it resonates for you. Let's get any obstacles or challenges here in your 7th house. Two of Cups showing up. So it could be just aligning with another person, could be part of it. Page of Cups, saying what you want, saying how you feel. Wheel of Fortune, growth and prosperity. These don't actually feel like real obstacles and challenges, to be completely honest. It feels a lot like kind of being honest and open with yourself around exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish here. It's the Page of Cups that's really speaking out to me. How do you really feel? What is it that you really want here? Saying it, wearing your heart on your sleeve, being open. Let's get the advice here for your 7th house. Okay. So I am getting the 5 of Wands, which indicates obstacles and challenges. These feel like internal obstacles and challenges that you're contending with. I'm getting the 3 of Cups, focusing here on your happiness. The Devil energy, limitations and restrictions. And so if you've structured your life with the 6th house energy in such a way that maybe you don't allow for this kind of relationship to just be in your life, take it as it resonates. I'm getting a sense of really fighting through your own internal limitations and restrictions, opening up. Even in any context, when it comes to business partnerships, I'm getting a lot of trust coming through. So if it's hard for you to trust other people, that 7th house is your interaction with one-to-one people. So wherever you have maybe trust issues based on the past, based on whatever it is, you're going to need to work through those in order to get this ending and this new beginning that you're working towards. So that is the 7th house. Next house here is the 8th house. That 8th house energy, so that is, it's considered a death house. It's death and rebirth, change and transformation. It's very similar to like a Pluto energy, that Scorpio energy. There's a lot that's part of this house. So finances. So think of the money that you earn from an employer, 8th house. The money that you pay out, 8th house. So all of the debt, taxes, inheritance, all of that is part of the 8th house. Anything outside of the money that you already have, because that's 2nd house. This could also include spouse's income. So if you're already married, your spouse's income would be part of that 8th house. Power and control issues. So let's get your overall energy. Oh, it's in the sign of Cancer for you. So Cancer is a very loving, nurturing energy. So when it comes to whatever changes are taking place, there is a lot of love and support behind it. So when the universe is directing you to change something here, it's under the guidance of improving your life. It's not meant to hold you back here, not with that Cancer energy. That's the most probably empathetic sign. It's the most emotionally deep sign in the zodiac. So any changes here would be felt maybe in a deep emotional way, but for the better. So let's get ultimately for the better, maybe not in the moment. So let's get your overall energy here for the 8th house. Okay. Wow. So I'm getting the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy. It's growth and prosperity. So if this is connected to the money that you earn, you're about to see an increase in income. If this is connected to the debt that you pay, you would see a decrease in the amount going out. I love the way that this is coming across because this feels like a fated, destined change. A lot of positive energy here. When Jupiter touches something, it blesses it. And that's exactly how this is coming across. Ace of Wands, new start, new beginning, action oriented. So you're initiating some sort of action here that leads to a lot of success, a lot of growth and abundance. I'm getting the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is very quick action. This could also be connected to communication. So you taking some sort of initiative here, opening up, saying something, doing something to move something forward. That's what's creating all of the success here. So let's get the obstacles and challenges. Yeah, I'm getting the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands is carrying a lot of burdens, a lot of responsibilities. If you are maybe preoccupied with other things and you're not able to take some sort of action or initiative here in this area of your life, that would be a blocker or a barrier here with that 10 of Wands energy. I'm getting the Star. So the Star is a healing energy, but it's also focused on your goals and dreams. And so again, if you're just preoccupied doing other things, not spending the time that you need in order to transform internally and focus here on what really matters, because you're being called to do that. That is the house of death and rebirth. Something here does need to change for the better. This is all meant to improve your life. I'm getting the Justice card, balanced energy. It's that 10 of Wands again. And then Knight of Wands. It's just, there's something in your life right now that you need to kind of close the chapter. The 10 of Wands indicates that the actual work is done. You just haven't released all of the responsibilities. So letting it all go, focusing on the future here is really what you're being called to do. So let's get the advice here for you in the 8th house. Queen of Cups, self-care, self-love. This is actually a Cancer energy showing up here. And so prioritizing your emotional needs is absolutely going to be something that needs to happen here, especially putting down all of these burdens and responsibilities so that you can focus on growing and expanding, whether it's your income or it's something else in your life that needs to transform. There is a transformation for the better. It just requires some energy and effort on your part. You're going to need to work through any kind of stress, fear, or anxiety connected to these changes. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is an overwhelming, confusing energy. Again, this is something where focusing on what really matters, prioritizing your emotional well-being is the way to work through this energy so that you can get all of the blessings that Jupiter wants to bestow upon you. So that is the 8th house. Next up here, we have the 9th house. So that 9th house energy, it's a lot of growth and expansion. It's a lot of your energy as part of that 9th house. And so think of long distance travel, higher education, interacting with people from foreign countries, anything here that would help you grow and expand, even philosophy, religion, anything that is meant to help you see beyond, help you to see the big picture. That is the 9th house energy. And so for you, it's in the sign of Leo, another fire sign. And so there's a lot of growth and expansion connected to that Leo, maybe done in a bold, charismatic way. Anything that you would do here feels a lot like go big or go home. that kind of energy. So let's get your overall energy here for the ninth house for the rest of the year. Very positive. It's all fire. So I'm getting the Emperor, Aries energy. So taking control, a leadership type of role. So if you are looking at, we haven't gotten to career yet, that's next. So even in your career, if you're looking to be a leader in some sort, that's what the Emperor energy is. It's saying grow and expand your skill set in a way that allows you to take control of a situation, be that leader that you want to be, making up your mind, moving in that direction here with that Emperor, but also again with the King of Wands. And so the King of Wands is your energy. It's the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius card, one of them. And so this is really focused on taking some sort of action to get you to the point of maybe building up your confidence more, or again, stepping into some sort of leadership role, really feeling like a master at whatever it is that you're doing. We've had that card of mastery, that Eight of Pentacles, show up multiple times in this reading. And this feels like you taking some sort of action to achieve that result. So whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing, because I've got the Six of Wands showing up here, which is a card of success. So I love to see that showing up in this way. Let's get the obstacles or challenges here in your ninth house. These are not real obstacles and challenges. These feel like things you can overcome. The Six of Pentacles is being generous. This is about making time for whatever it is that you want to do. If you feel like you're way down with all burdens and responsibilities, you're just focused on other things, that would prevent you from really focusing on growing something, because you're actually focused on stability. And so the Six of Pentacles feels like something that you could overcome. It's a matter of finding that balance so that you can open yourself up, put in the effort here to allow that development to occur. Nine of Pentacles energy, very similar to the Emperor. And so building confidence, it's taking that Eight of Pentacles and making it a 9. It really is the growth and expansion here, creating your own abundance. And then the Sun here, Leo energy. This is just focusing on the future, being hopeful and optimistic. And so again, none of these feel like they're real obstacles. It's more of putting in the effort, making the time here, finding the time, creating it in some sort of way. So let's get the advice here for you as it relates to that ninth house. What is the advice here? We got a lot of advice showing up here for you. So I'm getting the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is building a solid foundation. Focus on this first so that you can then take the next step, which is growth and expansion. Obstacles and challenges. So whatever obstacles and challenges you're facing relative to growing and expanding, you're going to need to work through those in order to make this a priority. The Knight of Pentacles is coming through. So get clear on exactly what it is that you want. This is a student type of energy. So focusing, learning as much as you can, or maybe doing the research to identify what steps you need to take that are going to be in your best interest here. Hermit, a lot of internal reflection. It's also healing. Whatever is happening in the other areas of your life that are preventing you from focusing on growth, those need to be addressed before you're able to move forward. That's how this kind of advice is coming through. Wheel of Fortune, growth and prosperity. And so it feels like doing all the other things and then focusing on your long-term growth and prosperity here is going to need to be a priority. It's just a matter of you finding that balance, working through some of the other challenges that you have in other areas of your life so that you can prioritize your own growth and expansion here. So the next house is the 10th house. So the 10th house is career and public reputation. So your career, think of the role that you have, the role that you want to have. That 10th house also is part of leadership. And so when you think about your career path, what exactly you're trying to accomplish, all part of that 10th house. But then so is your public reputation. And so your public reputation is just exactly what it sounds like, how other people perceive you. that reputation that precedes you. So when people say your name, what do they think of? And it would be bigger than just your work environment. This would just be in general, public at large kind of energy. For you, it's in the sign of Virgo. Or I should say Virgo is influencing your 10th house. That Virgo energy is very grounded, very stable energy. It's the Hermit card. And so there's a lot of internal reflection. So when it comes to your career and your career path, you've put thought into this. There's a healing component to that Virgo energy. So there may be something connected to healing or self-service that you do from a career standpoint, like helping other people along the way. Because we are in the Pisces Virgo eclipse season, the South Node is also here. And so there are lessons connected to your career that you are meant to learn, and also comfort or things that you've already completely finished. You've mastered some sort of skill or you've mastered some sort of lesson, let it go. And so let's get your energy for your career for the rest of the year. All Wands energy again. So I'm getting the Four of Wands, which is a reason to celebrate. It's also one of the marriage cards in tarot. Take that as it resonates. But I'm getting here a lot of stability, a lot of focusing on happiness and success. King of Wands, taking some sort of action, moving forward. Eight of Wands, there could be some sort of, I'm getting a lot of harmonious communication, conversation. Whatever it is that you're doing in your career, things are moving in the right direction. This is going the way that you want it to go. With that Four of Wands, with a lot of stability, a reason to celebrate, and the Eight of Wands, that very fast forward movement, but could be connected to communication as well. So let's get the obstacles or challenges here in your 10th house. Okay, one more. Okay. So when it comes to your career, I am getting the Six of Wands. So there's something around this kind of fear of failure that's showing up, because the Six of Wands is a card of success. And it feels like maybe some of the moves that you've taken either recently or further in the past were not quite aligned with what you were trying to go towards, because you were holding yourself back in some sort of way. It was this fear of failure that's holding you back. I'm also getting the Moon card. And so the Moon, the depths of your emotions coming through, Nine of Wands. And here's where the fear is showing up. And so there's a wound here that needs to be healed in order for you to really achieve the success that you're going after. But it feels like you are going to work through it. That is part of that South Node energy, because the South Node is the wound. It's that fear of failure. This is what you need to let go of. The structure that you've built for yourself that doesn't allow you to take that big leap forward. So let's get the advice here. One more. Okay. So what I'm getting is the Three of Wands. Be patient. It's going to take time. The wound wasn't formed overnight. This might even be left over from a previous life, because South Node is previous life. I'm also getting the Six of Pentacles here. So opening yourself up, being generous, putting more effort and energy into it. It's going to require time. It just feels like something that you need to do. Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups could indicate maybe looking for somebody else's advice or partnership in this entire process. So if you have a mentor, this could indicate maybe a significant other of some sort. You might want to ask other people for advice, or just that one person specifically. Three of Cups, focusing here on your happiness. And that's really the way to overcome this obstacle, really heal from this wound. That fear of failure is also preventing the real success that you want here as well. So the next house is the 11th house. So the 11th house is your tribe. So your group of friends. It's not you in connection with each one of those people individually. It's the group at large. And so it could be your friends. It could even be those close family members that you just think of in that way, or kind of treat in that way. For you, it's in the sign of Libra. Libra is harmony and balance, loves relationships. Libra is all about the we. And so you might find that with your group of friends that there is a lot of harmony and balance, that people are able to kind of work together and compromise. So let's get the overall energy for the rest of the year as it relates to your friends. One more. Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is a card of patience. So there might be something here, taking time with your friends. Page of Wands, I'm getting some sort of movement here, but it may be going at a very slow pace. There may be things connected to your friends. I'm getting it's this one. It's the Three of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in. So if you're in some sort of maybe union or partnership with a group of friends and you're doing something together, because I'm getting financial. So there's something here. It just may take some time for things to really unfold here. So be patient, keep moving in this direction, because I'm also getting this card of generosity. So being open with your friends, sharing things with your friends, maybe even money to an extent. That doesn't feel like it's going to be for everybody. That doesn't feel general. But what I am getting here is that progress. There's an evolution that's happening with your friends, and it's just going to take some time, but things are moving in the right direction. You're opening yourself up more to your friends. So let's get any obstacles or challenges here. I see where they are. Well, one, it's the movement, because I'm getting the card of patience. The obstacle here is going to be movement with the Six of Swords. So not a surprise. Hierophant energy. This is Taurus. So there could be, if you are kind of making more time or entering into a romantic connection, maybe even getting married, that would indicate a block or a barrier. It's just creating, it's not really a block or a barrier. It's an obstacle to spending maybe more time with your friends, because now you're spending time with this other person and you're making time for that relationship in your life. And so something here has to give. There's only so many hours in a day, which is how that energy is coming across. Five of Cups, a shift in perspective. You're actually going through some more change here. There was a lot that was kind of coming through. And so the shift in perspective needs to happen before you're able to kind of find your balance again. And that's exactly what I'm getting here with the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is your stability. It's building that solid foundation. That's come up a couple of times in a couple of the houses, where just recreating or solidifying your foundation in some sort of way, then being able to grow and expand. That feels like it's applying here to your friends as well. So let's get the advice. So I'm getting the Strength card, Leo energy. So this is about finding some sort of internal courage, and it's to work through the limitations and restrictions of this Devil energy. So wherever things have been structured in a way that doesn't allow time for your friends, or more time for your friends, or you to really be open for them, that's something here that needs to be modified. And it's going to require some strength within you to say, okay, I need to make some change here. I need to shift my perspective and focus on what really matters. Ace of Pentacles, build something here that is long lasting. Ace of Pentacles is a card of stability, but it's kind of almost coming across as a commitment to yourself, that you're going to start prioritizing the important people and the important relationships and the things that really matter to you in your life, because those burdens and responsibilities that showed up in one of the earlier houses are coming to mind. So if you've been overworking yourself and that has been holding you back in some way, the universe is saying it's time to really open yourself up. Spend more time doing what you enjoy, which would include your friends. So the next house and the last house is the 12th house here. So that 12th house is the house of the unseen. It's your subconscious. It's also considered a death house. I don't know why I feel compelled to say end of life, but that would be that 12th house energy. This is also you away from the public, escapism, anything that you do, maybe from an avoidance standpoint. So addictions like drugs and alcohol would be part of that 12th house energy. For you, it's in the sign of Scorpio. So there's an intensity to that 12th house. But there's also this kind of change and transformation associated with it too. So let's actually dig in and get what your overall energy is for the 12th house. All court cards. So I'm getting the Queen of Wands, which is about taking an action here relative to, this feels like your subconscious. There's something in your subconscious that needs to come to the surface so you can address it. It feels like it's connected to a wound that showed up earlier in the reading. I'm getting the Queen of Pentacles, which is a very grounded, very stable energy. And so again, taking some sort of action, nurturing yourself so that you can have the stability that you're looking for. King of Cups is coming through. So King of Cups, a lot of emotional maturity and emotional intelligence. So there's something here that is in your subconscious. It's affecting you emotionally. It needs to come to the surface so that you can address it. It's the change and transformation, but kind of showing up as a wound that you're actively going to be addressing. Tell me about the obstacles and challenges here. So I'm going to say right now, whatever this wound is, you need to address it in order to move forward. That's the message I just got. What I'm getting here in the cards, Four of Wands. So this is a marriage card in tarot, again, because it's come up repeatedly. Also a reason to celebrate. So this wound is preventing your happiness, whether that's you entering into a very happy union or just in general, your happiness and your stability. Because I'm also getting the Tower, which would indicate your stability. And so there is a Tower connected to this, meaning that whatever this wound is, it's not meant to stay. It's meant to be healed and removed from your life. The Tower will remove any blocks or barriers, and this wound is operating as a block or a barrier. So the sooner that you're able to identify and address it, the better. I'm also getting the Strength card. It's finding the courage within yourself, that Leo energy, channeling that Leo kind of a bold, dynamic energy to say, okay, now's the time. I need to work on this. It's affecting my stability. It's affecting my emotions. It's not allowing me to see things clearly from an emotion standpoint, because that's where it feels like it's impacting you the most. It's clouding your emotional lens, making it more difficult to see that path forward. So let's get the advice here for your 12th house. So the wound here might be connected to a relationship and opening yourself, being emotionally vulnerable to another person. And what I'm getting here is the Three of Pentacles. So when it comes to your advice here, whatever this wound is, working with another person, absolutely in your best interest. This is teamwork, collaboration, that Three of Pentacles energy. Could even be the person that you're in some sort of relationship. It's kind of working together, being in union is actually going to help you heal this relationship wound. 10 of Cups, focusing on your goals, your long-term emotional fulfillment. This is another marriage card in tarot, so it does seem to be affecting your long-term happiness here. 5 of Cups, needing to see things from a different perspective, shifting your focus into the 2 of Cups that are standing, not focused on the 3 of Cups that spilled over. So that is your 12th house. And what I'm going to do now is just get any last messages or anything else that you need to know for the second half of the year. So what else does Sagittarius need to know for the rest of the year? So I'm getting that 10 of Wands showing up here. So really putting down all of the burdens and the responsibilities, looking at the structure in your life, making modifications here. 9 of Wands, working through this wound. The Wounded Warrior and the 10 of Wands, these both indicate it's time for them to go. You're done with this. Let it go. Three of Wands. Take the time that you need to really work through this, but put in the effort. Absolutely put in the effort. This is all Wands energy. So this requires action on your part. So Sagittarius, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.